front of me, I have some of the best and brightest from one of my favorite companies, Hilites. So this is the original name in off-road lighting. They reached out and they have sent me the beautiful Pro 6 Gravity LED light bar with 8 lights to fill the top of the Jeep Gladiator and 2 of their new Flex Era pod lights. So I am super stoked to get these rigged up on the Jeep. They make it really simple. The base plate that actually attaches this also houses these as well. So the pod lights will go right at the 8 pillars of the windshield, and then across the top will be these 8 LED lights. And I mean, I'm blown away, honestly, just sitting at this table looking at the lights here. It's like a dream come true. I love this company. I've worked with them for a few years now. I have their lights all over my Wrangler, and then I sold that Wrangler. And I've been itching to get some KC lights back on my Jeep. And now with the new Gladiator, I'm gonna be rocking the KC Hilites 8 light Pro 6 LED bar and the 2 Flex Era pod lights. So really exciting video coming up. Thank you to KC Hilites for being an awesome company and working with me on this build. And let's get these mounted, let's get them installed, take them off-road, and go see what they do in the nighttime here in the deserts of Grand Junction. Stay tuned, guys. This is going to be a fun episode. Alright guys, so there's a few things that we can do inside before we get out. Let's go ahead and grab these 2 pieces and get them put together. This is where we will mount our pillar lights, this little blue plate here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get these attached. That's what those will look like on each side of the windshield. I'm just going to tighten these down, and then we can take this all outside. We're good, ready to go. First things first, let's give it a little clean. Okay guys, so as it turns out, I've made a classic error. And I should have put the wiring in first, which I had a hunch about, but for some reason I just put the bracket straight on. So now I've pulled the bracket off, taken these 2 bolts off, and this piece is free to come out so I can run the wiring up through this hole right here. Much better. So that'll sit in there. I also need to get the light bar one and put it through as well. So like you can tell, ran the wires under. This one's really far under. This one won't be as far, but both should be solid. So I'm going off of a video from my buddy Kevin at Jeep Generation. So if you guys want to check him out, he's the one that put me on this wiring tip. He's got a really good video on installing these. I wish I would have watched it before I started doing the install, because it would have saved me a good bit of time. Okay, those are in loose. Oh yeah, we are in great shape. Sweet. Alright you guys, everything looks good. That's locked in. That side's done. Now, just gotta do the same to the other side, except for don't have to worry about the tall line. It's just gonna be the one feeding this light, because this light only plugs in on one side. Sweet.
just so happen to have right here. That's locked in. Okay guys, so right now I'm working on that piece up there, which is the bump stop. So that'll just sit on the roof. Tighten in the last few things up, and then we'll go in and knock out the wiring real quick, give it a test run, and then you're ready to go. I have the power wires from all of the lights run to the power of the battery. I've got to ground 2 of the black wires here, and then after that it's just going to be plug in the relays and test out the switches, which I've installed already. So let's see if everything actually works once I do that, and then if it does, I will clean up this disaster of wires right now. You guys will know before I do whether I screwed this up or got it right. Alrighty y'all, here's what we got going on now. I've got the wires run from under the cowl cover here. They go through, yellow and white are going to positive. We got the black going to the ground. I'm gonna clean this up a little better. I don't like this dangling right here, so I gotta find a way to pin this up. But other than that, it looks pretty clean. Comes over to here, and then here's where I stored the clump of extra wire that I had. Now the cool thing about this is, if you look through there, I don't know if you guys can see in there, the cord's straight through the main cabin of the Jeep. So, and then they come out down here. So yeah, you guys can see that hole now where those wires run through. So that's how you run them through on the JLs and the JTs. Last step for me is just punching 2 little switch holes, one here, one there. And that'll be where my switch panels will go, because that's just a hollow piece of plastic. I just ran out to Lowe's, got one of those bits, and drilled 2 holes that I'm actually very happy with. I didn't measure them or anything, so I'm gonna pop the switches in there, and then we should be good to go. There's the 2 switches down there. I was able to tuck all the wires up nice and clean. Alrighty y'all, project complete. Pro 6 LED light bar and the Flex Era 4s are on the rig. They look stunning. The Jeep looks fantastic. Always lights before lockers. That is one heck of a look right there. Good Lord. Now I just gotta show you guys what they look like at nighttime. About to switch on the Pro 6 LED light bar first. Yeah. Oh my god. And there's the 2 Flex Era 4 spots. Alrighty guys, so that is a wrap on the install of the KC Hilites Pro 6 LED light bar and the Flex Era 4s. I've got them on the A-pillars. Came with this super convenient bracket that I'm absolutely loving. Overall, install was not that bad if I would have done my research first. So I'm gonna flash a warning at the start of this video. Do not put the brackets on first. Run the wires first, because you will regret it like I did. Overall though, super simple. I did have a little trouble with the passenger side, trying to get the windshield mount and the A-pillar mount to line up. Not sure if that's something that anybody else has experienced, but nothing that I couldn't deal with. Everything feels so solid, like nothing is moving. It's all locked in, really rigid. And we did install some locking nuts on the corners of all the lights. So they are locked in, and I'm just so happy to have KC back involved in the channel. I put in a clip of just how much they light up the night. Holy cow, I was not expecting that much light. It is an insane amount of lumens. And I need to thank Kevin at Jeep Generation. I'm gonna link his channel below. He helped me out a lot with the install. He has a great video that you guys should watch in conjunction with this one. He goes into way more detail. I just kind of give a good overview and talk about the key points. If you guys have any questions about this setup, it is super simple. All the wiring is already done by KC, and like I said, you just run the relays through. There's that really convenient hole in the engine bay that goes back to the driver's seat. Run a couple switches and you are set. So if you start off without doing the brackets and with doing the wiring first, I'd guess install would take about 2.5 hours if you're taking your time. I freaking love KC lights. I will link the website below. And yeah, guys, just so excited about the new look of the Jeep with these KC lights on here. Really brings it all together. The round lights complementing the headlights of the Jeep. It's the way it should be. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about the install or the lights themselves, let me know in the comments below. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.